Exciting spoilers for Thursday, July 17th episode. Hello, dear friends. I'm here to share some detailed previews for the episode airing on Thursday, July 17th, 2025. I'll break it all down in a way that's easy to follow, with plenty of drama and emotion, just like the show itself. Gabby's heartbreaking discovery. A mother's worst nightmare. Oh, my goodness. Let's start with poor Gabby Hernandez. Played by the talented Sherry Jimenez. Gabby has been through so much already. Betrayals, losses, and now this. In this episode, Gabby is about to stumble upon a shocking truth that will shatter her world. Imagine you're a mother, sending your only daughter off on what should be a fun class trip to the lake, full of laughter and summer memories. But then, out of nowhere, you realize she never arrived. That's exactly what happens to Gabby. It all unfolds dramatically. Gabby starts getting worried when she doesn't hear from her daughter, Ari Horton, Marissa Reyes. She's been keeping tabs, as any good mom would, but the silence grows too loud. Maybe she calls the school or checks in with friends, only to learn the horrifying news. Ari never made it to the lake. Her heart pounds, her mind races with the worst possibilities. Is Ari hurt, lost, or something even more sinister? This discovery hits Gabby like a ton of bricks, turning her day into a nightmare she can't wake up from. But here's where the drama really amps up. Gabby isn't alone in her pain. She turns to Xander Kyriakis, Paul Telfer, who's surprisingly supportive in this moment. Xander, with his complicated past, steps in to offer comfort and perhaps even help search for Ari. Picture Gabby, tears streaming down her face, clinging to Xander as she processes the devastation of her daughter's disappearance. It's a raw, emotional scene that reminds us how fragile family bonds can be in Salem. And let's not forget, this ties into bigger troubles. Troubles that involve shady characters and unpaid debts, which we'll get to soon. Gabby's strength has always been her fire, but this could test her like never before. Stay tuned, because her panic might lead to some bold moves to find Ari. This storyline echoes those classic soap moments where a parent's love drives the action, much like when we saw other characters face kidnappings or vanishings in past episodes. It's going to be intense, and I can't wait to see how Gabby fights back. Holly and Ari's terrifying captivity. Fear and uncertainty in the shadows now, shifting to the young ones in peril, Holly Jonas, Ashley Puzimis, and Ariana Horton. These two girls, so full of life and excitement about their senior lake trip, find themselves in a situation straight out of a thriller. They're still being held captive, scared out of their wits, and with good reason. The episode picks up with them in a dark, unknown location, probably some dingy alley or hideout, where danger lurks around every corner. Let me paint the picture for you. Holly and Ari were all set for a fun getaway, chatting about boys and dreams as they headed out. But then, a masked gunman appeared, forcing them at gunpoint to hand over their phones and follow him. Their hearts must have been racing. Imagine the fear of not knowing if you'll ever see your loved ones again. Now, trapped together, they're whispering plans to escape, trying to stay brave despite the terror. Holly, with her spunky spirit, might suggest clever ways out, while Ari worries about her mom. The real drama here stems from why this is happening. It all ties back to Doug Williams III, Peyton Meyer, who owes money to a dangerous loan shark named Richie, Michael Massini. Doug's bad choices, gambling debts, shady deals, have put these innocent girls in harm's way. There's no sign yet that Doug can pay up, so Holly and Ari are left wondering what will happen if he fails. Will the kidnapper let them go, or is something worse in store? Their fear builds as time ticks by, with no rescue in sight. It's a nail-biting scenario that highlights how one person's mistakes can ripple out and affect everyone around them. As someone who's watched soaps for decades, this reminds me of those edge-of-your-seat hostage stories that keep us glued to the screen. Holly and Ari's teamwork could be their saving grace, showing the power of friendship in crisis. But with the stakes so high, every moment feels like it could be their last. Tate and Doug's explosive confrontation. From fists to forced alliance. Speaking of Doug, let's talk about the brewing storm between him and Tate Black, Leo Howard. Tate has been suspicious of Doug for a while, and this episode brings their tension to a boiling point. Tate confronts Doug, convinced that he's hiding something big, and he's right. Doug is the reason Holly and Ari are missing, all because of his debts to that ruthless loan shark. Tate, protective of Holly and furious about the disappearance, doesn't hold back. He rips into Doug, criticizing him harshly for putting the girls in danger. Picture this heated scene. Tate storms in, eyes blazing, demanding answers. Doug, feeling the guilt but defensive, tries to downplay it or even kick Tate out. That sparks a full-on brawl, fists flying, words like daggers. It's tense, dramatic, and full of raw emotion, as Tate believes Doug knows more than he's letting on. Doug deserves the criticism, no doubt, but the fight escalates quickly, leaving both bruised and breathless. Here's the twist that adds even more layers. Despite this clash, Tate and Doug will end up working together over the weekend. They realize they have to join forces to save Ari and Holly. It's like those classic soap turnarounds where enemies become allies out of necessity. Doug might finally confess the truth under pressure, and Tate, though angry, sees that teamwork is their only shot. This alliance could lead to a daring rescue, but not without more drama along the way. It's a reminder that in Salem, relationships can shift in an instant, from hatred to reluctant partnership. EJ and Belle's tense jury selection. A quest for lost memories over in the courtroom. Things are heating up with EJ DiMera, Dan Feuerriegel, and Belle Black, Martha Madison. They're beginning jury selection for Johnny DiMera's Carson Boatman trial, which is already fraught with tension. The last time EJ and Belle were in the same room, sparks flew. Not the good kind. But they'll try to cool down and focus on the task at hand, picking jurors who could decide Johnny's fate in this ongoing courtroom drama. EJ is tormented by his amnesia about the night he was shot. He wishes desperately to remember, as it could be the key to proving Johnny's innocence. Belle, ever the sharp lawyer, comes up with an idea to jog his memory, perhaps suggesting hypnosis? It's a bold strategy, one that could unlock hidden truths or lead to more complications. Imagine EJ under hypnosis, reliving that fateful night, with Belle guiding him through the fog. Will it reveal the real shooter, or stir up even more secrets? This plotline keeps the suspense high, blending legal intrigue with personal turmoil. Johnny's trial is the talk of Salem, and this episode promises updates that will have us all guessing. It's like those old courtroom episodes that twist and turn, keeping justice just out of reach. Sophia's web of deception. Lies, fake births, and hidden truths. Finally, let's not forget Sophia Choi, Rachel Boyd, and her complicated scheme. With help from Melinda Trask, Tina Huang, Sophia is crafting a big lie to tell her mother, Amy Choi, Shirna Nielsen. Sophia has already given birth in secret to a baby boy she placed in a safe haven box at the fire station. Now, to cover it up, she's faking a birth and spinning a tale of adoption. This requires creativity and heaps of deception. Melinda pushes Sophia to stick to the plan, even as Amy grows suspicious. Sophia tells Amy she had the baby, a girl, in her fake story, and gave it up right away, hiding the real details. It's a risky move. Amy has been overprotective, hovering like a hawk. Will she buy the story, or will the lies unravel? Sophia's already wearing a fake belly to buy time, but one slip could expose everything. This subplot is full of emotional depth, touching on themes of young motherhood, secrets, and family pressure. Sophia's fear of Tate falling for the baby or her life being derailed drives her choices, but deception rarely ends well in Salem. It's dramatic, heartfelt, and sure to lead to more revelations. There you have it, folks. A detailed look at Thursday's episode, packed with suspense, emotion, and those signature days of our lives twists. From Gabby's despair to Sophia's schemes, it's going to be a roller coaster. If you've been watching as long as I have, you know these stories build beautifully over time. Tune in on Peacock, and let's chat about it after. Next. The Wednesday, July 16th, 2025, episode of Days of Our Lives delivers a heartfelt blend of ambition, family bonds, and unexpected revelations that resonate deeply with its loyal audience. For viewers over 65 who followed the twists and turns of Salem's families for decades, this episode offers a comforting mix of familiar faces and new challenges. At the center of the drama are Stephanie Johnson, her supportive partner Alex Kyriakis, and her mother, Kayla Brady, whose surprise visit with a blueberry pie sets the stage for a day of emotional highs and lows. With a runtime filled with personal aspirations, tough choices, and a touch of scandal, this episode captures the essence of what makes Days of Our Lives a timeless treasure. Let's dive into the drama, crafted in a clear and engaging voice for those who've cherished Salem's stories through the years. Stephanie's focus and Alex's affection. The episode opens in Stephanie's cozy apartment, where the soft glow of her computer screen illuminates her determined face. She's hunched over her desk, fingers flying across the keyboard, completely absorbed in preparing for a crucial meeting with E.J. DiMera, the new head of Salem University Hospital. The stakes are high. Stephanie's public relations firm is vying for a contract to manage the hospital's image, a job that could elevate her career to new heights. Her brow furrows as she tweaks her presentation, oblivious to the world around her, including her charming partner, Alex Kyriakis. Alex, with his easy smile and warm presence, lounges nearby, holding a cold beer he hopes to share with Stephanie. "Hey, how about a break?" he suggests, his voice playful but gentle. He tries to spark a conversation, tossing out lighthearted comments about their day, but Stephanie's focus is unbreakable. To her, the room might as well be empty. Her mind is consumed with EJ, the hospital, and the chance to prove herself. For viewers who've juggled demanding careers or supported a loved one chasing a dream, Alex's patient affection and Stephanie's laser-like focus are a relatable dance of love and ambition. Sensing her stress, Alex shifts gears. He knows Stephanie's been burning the candle at both ends, balancing her PR work with her passion for writing. With a mischievous grin, he suggests she ditch the high-pressure world of public relations and focus on her true love, writing novels. Before she can protest, he pulls out his tablet and reveals the cover of One Stormy Night, a book from their publishing division. The cover is striking, bold colors, a stormy sky, and a hint of romance that promises to captivate readers. Stephanie's eyes light up, a rare smile breaking through her stress. "This is incredible," she gasps, her voice filled with delight. Alex beams, predicting that the book will put their publishing division back on top. The moment is electric, and as their eyes meet, they share a kiss that's equal parts passion and partnership, a reminder of the spark that keeps them tethered through Salem's chaos. A knock at the door and a mother's wisdom just as Stephanie and Alex lose themselves in the moment. A persistent knock at the door shatters the mood. "Who could that be?" Stephanie mutters, reluctantly pulling away. The knocking doesn't stop, growing more insistent, and she finally opens the door to find her mother, Kayla Brady, standing there with a warm smile and a freshly baked blueberry pie in her hands. The scent of warm berries and buttery crust fills the air, a comforting contrast to the tension in the room. Kayla, a pillar of strength and kindness in Salem, explains she's been stress baking over the hospital's shaky finances. "I thought you could use some pie," she says, her eyes twinkling with maternal warmth. Alex, ever polite, excuses himself to take a quick shower, giving mother and daughter a chance to catch up. As they settle onto the couch, the pie resting on the coffee table, Stephanie opens up about her upcoming meeting with EJ. She's nervous but hopeful, believing EJ wouldn't have agreed to meet unless he was seriously considering her firm for the hospital's PR needs. "Should I accept it if he makes an offer?" she asks, her voice tinged with uncertainty. Kayla, who's seen her share of Salem's power plays, doesn't hesitate. "The hospital would be lucky to have you," she says, her tone firm but loving. "But, Stephanie, you should run the other way and don't look back." Kayla's warning carries the weight of experience. As a doctor and a long time, Kayla knows E.J. DiMera's reputation all too well. Now that he's taken the reins of the hospital, he's determined to shake things up, and not always for the better. E.J.'s the kind of person who'll leave you putting out fires every day. Kayla cautions, her voice low but intense. You can handle him, but being his PR person? That's a whole different challenge. For viewers who've navigated tricky bosses or watched loved ones tackle tough career choices, Kayla's advice resonates. A reminder that sometimes the hardest decisions are about knowing when to walk away. Stephanie listens, her expression a mix of determination and doubt. She wants to help the hospital, to use her skills to make a difference in Salem. But Kayla's words plant a seed of caution, one that lingers as they slice into the pie, the sweet system. Sweet, flaky crust and savor the moment. The scene is a warm nod to family traditions, evoking memories of shared desserts and heartfelt talks. A steamy secret revealed as they eat, Kayla's eyes catch on the tablet Alex left on the table, displaying the cover of One Stormy Night. Her expression shifts to one of amused surprise. Is that? She starts, picking up the tablet. Stephanie freezes, her fork halfway to her mouth. Kayla, with a knowing smile, admits she read the book when it was circulating among the hospital staff. It's steamy, she says, her cheeks flushing slightly. Have you read it? Stephanie's face turns crimson, and Alex, freshly showered and rejoining them, exchanges a glance with her. They play dumb, mumbling vague responses, but Kayla's not fooled. She chuckles, setting the tablet down. Well, it's quite the page-turner, she says, her tone teasing but kind. As Kayla prepares to leave, promising to check in soon, Stephanie's composure crumbles. The moment the door closes, she looks at Alex, her eyes wide with panic. She knows, she whispers, half laughing, half horrified. The revelation that her mother read their steamy novel adds a layer of embarrassment to an already eventful day, a moment that fans who've shared cheeky secrets with family will find delightfully relatable. The bigger picture. Salem's looming drama. The episode doesn't delve into the broader chaos of Salem, but the undercurrents are there. Elsewhere in town, Doug Williams III's troubles with a loan shark threaten to entangle Holly Jonas and others, hinting at a dangerous plot that could intersect with Stephanie's world. EJ's control of the hospital looms large, setting the stage for potential conflicts that could test Stephanie's resolve. For now, though, the focus is on the intimate Stephanie's ambition, Alex's support, and Kayla's wisdom, all woven together with the warmth of family and the thrill of new ventures. Why this episode resonates for viewers over 65. This episode of Days of Our Lives is a comforting blend of nostalgia and excitement. Stephanie's career crossroads reflect the universal challenge of balancing passion with practicality, a theme that resonates across generations. Alex's unwavering support mirrors the steadfast love of partners who've stood by through life's ups and downs. And Kayla's pie and sage advice evoke memories of family gatherings, where food and conversation mend the soul. The mention of One Stormy Night adds a playful twist, reminding fans of the joy of shared stories, whether they're whispered family secrets or scandalous novels passed around. The episode captures the heart of Salem, a place where ambition and love collide, where every choice carries weight, and where even the smallest moments, like a slice of blueberry pie, can feel like a lifeline. As Stephanie prepares for her meeting with EJ, questions linger. Will she take on the hospital's PR challenges, or heed Kayla's warning? Can Alex and Stephanie's publishing venture soar with One Stormy Night, or will external pressures, like Doug's loan shark troubles, derail their plans? And how will Stephanie handle the fallout of her mother's cheeky discovery?